What's up, everyone? I'm DJ Hamilton, and you're tuned into the DJ Sports Show, where we give you the latest, greatest, and most exciting sports stories in the world of sports, from interviews to having people's stories heard and told. This is the DJ Sports Show. Let's get it! What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm your host, DJ Hamilton with DJ Sports Show. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and listen on any audio platforms I'm on. Make sure you leave a 5-star rating and share with anybody you know who loves sports. We are back with interviews, man. My first interview of 2025, man. He's a two-time All-SUNYAC selection. He led the New Paltz men's basketball team in scoring the last 2 seasons. A member of that 2024 SUNYAC Championship team. He won a CHSAA Title back in high school with Holy Trinity. My guy, AJ Knight.
What's up with you? How you feeling, bro? My fault.
You good,
man. Bro. I'm good.
I haven't done that daft with somebody in a minute.
Yeah, facts. Facts.
I was like, man, it feels good to be back doing interviews, man. Last year I had the best year in my brand's history. Interviewed like 14, 15
yes,
people,
sir.
man.
Congrats, bro.
Was going crazy. So I said, I need a little break, like to recharge. I said, December was my last interview. And I said, I need some time to recharge, recoup, because it takes time to research and all that. So I said, oh, AJ, you want to be my first one for 2025? And he said,
sir.
Hey, let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's get it done.
So AJ, first thing I always like to ask people so people get a feeling. So you were born and raised in Lakeview, New York, to your parents Kim and Alvin Knight Sr.
Yes, sir.
Tell me what it was like growing up in Lakeview, New York, especially for those who aren't familiar with it.
I mean, well, people mostly mistaking it for Rockville Center. It is Rockville Center, but there's just not enough people in the town to get their own zip code. So we fall under Rockville Center. But growing up in there in Lakeview, it was fun, bro. Like, a lot of family around. Like, I live in a cul-de-sac, so we're all like family oriented. Like, I call my cousins, he's not my blood cousin, like Elliot, like all the Taylors, all them there, those are my people. So I grew up with them. But I mean, I was also traveling a lot, so I never really like stayed around. Like, my parents did a great job of letting me see things outside of the cul-de-sac. So that was mostly my experiences. But I remember like there was a good portion where my friends like Justin, Christopher, like Elliot, we were all on the block in the cul-de-sac, and we were outside playing sports, and that's just what it was. But I'm thankful for my family for allowing me to see things outside of where I lived.
No, that's good, man. Yeah, when you're growing up in a small town, especially like where I live right now, Rockland County, and I live in West Haversham. I've been here for like 10 years.
Yeah.
I know that my town is a little bit diverse. Like, there's a lot of Hispanics, there's whites and blacks, but you get to like know more people,
right?
And you get to see more things, stuff like that. And it's what the culture is like, how everybody reacts with one another. So that's the beauty of living in a small town. Yeah. And of course, you can always venture out, go to the city and stuff like that. I'm sure you go to the city a lot,
I go to the city every now and then, but I do love home though. Like, I love home. Yeah.
How far are you from the city?
It depends on traffic, like 40 maybe, 35, 40. No, not at all. Yeah, not at all.
Closer than me.
Facts. Yeah, much closer.
So growing up in Lakeview, how did that shape and mold you into the person and basketball player you would eventually become?
That's a great question. There were definitely like figures in the community that my dad exposed me to at a young age, like Hank Williams was like family to me. We call him Grandpa Jenkins. Like he doesn't age at all. Like he was our coach for basketball, and like you see him all around the neighborhood doing stuff. So I'm thankful for those people, honestly, because they were like the first people that I've seen just when it came to sports. Like, I was basketball, football, and baseball, but football and basketball was like where it started in where I'm from. Like, Malvern is like the Union District, so like Malvern is the zone school. So I was like playing for the Malvern Wildcats and doing things around the community just sports wise. So those things, I'm super thankful for them, like for exposing me and just instilling like the love for sports in general. So
they were the first ones to put a basketball into your hands.
Yeah, well, my dad was, but they were like the people who pretty much continue to guide me in the direction. Like my dad put the basketball in my hand, but like he would put me in front of these people with the basketball in my hand, if that makes sense.
Man.
Yeah.
What age would you say you started first playing basketball, and who were the players you idolized and tried to mold your game after growing up?
That's a good question. When I was younger, I want to say like maybe 4th grade. I remember I was just watching my highlights. I was playing for like Dix Hills. I don't know. It was like little. I was a baby, like headband. But Nate Robinson, I like Nate Robinson. I didn't know how tall I was gonna be. Like I was like the tiniest kid playing with like 6th graders. I was in 4th grade, so like I was like this tall. But I had a headband on. I was wearing number 11. Kyrie's my favorite player now, but I didn't make the connection. But Nate Robinson definitely was my guy back then because he was short, he was athletic, and everything like that.
So you're trying to dunk like him?
I didn't even know what I was doing, bro. I was just having a good time out there, just trying to win, man. But that was my first experience of like playing basketball, like the youngest kid, headband and everything. So
yeah, now that's what's up, man.
Yeah,
I remember when I first started playing basketball, I was 5, but I didn't really take it serious until I was 8.
Right.
Yeah, I remember when I first shot a ball and at 5, I was like, damn, my air ball, I suck. Damn. But then I'm like, damn, everybody talk about Michael Jordan. You know, when you first growing up, you're like, everybody talking about Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan,
he's
yeah.
like God. Like, you think he never missed a shot? He's like, damn, I ain't making it to the NBA because I missed a shot.
Facts. They never miss. They're just perfect. It's
like,
perfect.
Damn, I'm like, damn, I guess I'm not good.
Facts.
Then as I got older, you know, more realistic, I started studying the history of the game, seeing all these greats. Like, oh, they do miss shots. Like, oh, they go through these triumphs, failures, and all that. But it builds them to eventually become the legends they became.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? From Jordan to Kobe, LeBron, all that. List goes on and on. So you got to start somewhere. And then when I was 8, that's when I really started taking basketball serious.
Okay.
I was a rebounding beast, man.
Really?
Yo.
But it was padding the stats.
I played in high school. I played in middle school. I played at AAU.
Okay.
Fortunately, I tore my ACL in high school. Sophomore. So that kind of changed things. But yeah, 8 years old, man, rebounding. I was like Dennis Rodman. I didn't have any offensive skill yet because I was just really starting. Yeah. So I was just doing that, and I was good at defense. I always played hard on defense.
Nice.
And eventually, you know, my offensive, I started working on my game in the summer of 09, really getting out of my offensive bag, getting a jump shot, working on my handle.
Okay.
And occasionally over time, then I used to kill my friends in recess.
It got serious out there.
That's my boy Lance.
Shout out to Lance.
My boy since 5th grade, Nelson, all them. Bro, we used to have battles. Just growing up, man, and I used to be the kid, like, you know how I used to have basketball cards? I used to collect those. I used to write NBA notebooks, bro. Like NBA player, NBA history. I think that's where it came from. Like eventually doing a sports podcast, my friends were like, yo, I can see you doing sports one day. And then I used to be like, I used to have my imagination go wild. I used to be like, oh, I want to play like this player at recess one day. I'd be like, Monday I want to play like Rajon Rondo.
Oh, wow. Tuesday I want to
play like Kobe, shoot fadeaways.
Type V.
Wednesday I want to play like D-Wade, do the Euro step.
Okay.
Like, I used to go crazy, bro.
That's in depth, bro. It's very in depth.
Hey, when you're a kid, you gotta be.
The inner child, man. Bro. We always gotta keep that creativity, bro. That's what keeps this world running, bro.
Exactly.
It's a fact. Love to hear it.
So you mentioned you played other sports too, like baseball and such. So how did those other sports help you with your game on the court?
I think football. There was like just a level of toughness. Like, you know, you're gonna get hit. Like, you're gonna get up after you get hit. Like, I think that was the biggest message that I got from football, and also just strength. Because when I was playing football, that's probably when I was the strongest. Because I was like doing push-ups and sit-ups and everything like that. But when it came to baseball, I think football was the most natural. Like, I didn't really train that much for football. Like, it was just natural. I was also a baby, so I don't know what I would be now.
What
but
position were you playing?
I was QB.
Oh,
yeah, I was QB though. So it was. I mean, I just remember. Football was what I wanted to do, and then I did it, and I was like decent at it. Like, I was pretty good. I didn't really. It was one of the things that was just natural. But baseball was like, I wasn't really the best at it, but I worked really hard at it, and that was like my first experience of like, okay, you have to work. Like, you have to work to see results of what you want to do. Like, I wasn't the best hitter, but like as time went on, I got in a batting cage with my dad. Like, that's when our relationship started with like. The first time I started to train outside of my sport. And that's what I translated to basketball. Like, practices, you practice, but you have to train. You have to put in time into your own craft to like see the results. So like when it came to baseball, I was at the cage all the time, the batting cage all the time. Like, sometimes we even pass it today. And it's like just nostalgia. Because I remember all the hours we put in there. Fielding, like I had fielding coaches like Dave Leminski. Like, it's just... A lot of people poured into me, but that was my first experience of like, okay, you really have to work because you're not good at it. Like, I used to cry because I used to always hit the ball to second base. And like, if you know baseball, if you hit the ball to second base, it's an automatic out. Like, you might as well not even run to first base.
Especially if you're playing against a good
exactly. And we used to play against really good kids. Like, it was either a strikeout or I hit it to second. But I remember the first time I hit a home run, and it was like, wow, like the time that I really put into that, like I saw the results. So yeah, that was my first time of training outside of the sport and like seeing the results and like really struggling, like crying all the time because why do I keep striking out, bro? Like it was frustrating, but I worked at it, and then I got to see the results, and that's what I carry on to basketball now. Like you just continue to work. So
you got like your resilience and your dedication from baseball, but then your toughness and all that from football.
Yes, exactly.
That's a great mix there.
Yes, exactly.
And then it turned into a beast.
Thanks.
So you went to Luhi Middle School, where during that time you played AAU for Coach Rob for La Broya Lightning. First, describe your time in middle school, and how did Rob better you on and off the court?
Man, my time in middle school, what a time to be alive, bro. What a time to be alive. 6th to 8th grade, I was playing middle school for my basketball team there, too. Coach Alberta, too. Shout out to Coach Alberta. But he was my middle school coach. And I just saw a progression in my game. Like, I didn't really know what I was doing out there. I just knew, like, I was trying to win, trying to score, whatever. I was still, like you probably wouldn't believe, but I was super chunky back then. Like, I was tiny like a little butterball. Like, I was mad chunky, bro. So it was like, things were just slow. Things were just hard. Everybody was older. I was still a baby. Like, I have a late birthday, so, like, everybody was older. So, like, if you think about people are a year older, I'm still, like, on the younger side. So that was tough, definitely. But Coach Rob, like, the first person who just showed me, like, how hard you got to work. Like, practices, like, I'm like, bro, who is this fat Italian guy, bro? Like, running, like, we didn't even touch a basketball. Like, we ran until we couldn't anymore. But we didn't win. Like, our team wasn't good. But, like, I learned the importance of conditioning. Like, we were the most conditioned team, but we weren't the skill. Like, you need skill also. But, like, when we matched up with AAU teams, like, we could run with them, but we didn't have the skill. But that was, like, my first time of experiencing, like, hard practices. Like, I remember we practiced every Sunday, St. Robert's Gym, Bayside, Queens, 9 to 12 a.m. Like, 3-hour practices. I don't know if I ever had a 3-hour practice since then, bro. Like, I think about it now, bro. I'm like, nah. I remember I used to, like, my dad used to wake me up in the morning, like, we gotta go. But then eventually you get used to it. And, like, as I got older, now I'm waking him up because, he get older and stuff. So it's like, we got to go, man. Like, it's time to go. So that instilled something in me. But that was, like, my first experience at basketball of, like, what it takes. Because, like, he had a son who I look up to, like, one of my role models, Anthony LaBroya. I don't know if you ever heard of him, but he went to Adelphi, like, assist leader and all that. I think he plays in Italy now or something like that. Oh, nice. But he's very tough. And the way he worked was, like, I don't know how I could do this. Like, like, Vertimax, he had his own gym, like, in Queens. So he was working countless hours. And I saw it. I'm like, okay, so this is what it takes to be successful. Like, and he only played D2. Like, he didn't play D1. But it was like, just to succeed at that level, I saw the type of work that you have to put in to be that exceptional. And he still is super talented. But yeah, so shout out to Coach Rob, RP though. He unfortunately transitioned, but he was like my first experience of, like, okay, this is what it takes to be like I gotta be in shape, at least bare minimum, gotta be in shape. So he definitely got that into me. And then the defensive side, like, that was my first experience of, like, you gotta be able to guard. Like, if you think about AAU, you're middle school, I probably played the zone like a lot, maybe. Yeah, exactly. So he was like, nah, you can't. If you can't guard anybody, you can't play. So he literally prepped me. I didn't know, unbeknownst to me, like, he prepped me for the future. Like, any other team I played for, I was like, why are we not playing man? Like, we have to be able to guard. He was like, if you can't guard, you can't play. We never played zone. Like, teams would be 3, 4, 5, 6 inches taller than us at every position. You're not playing zone. You got to learn how to take a charge. You have to learn how to keep your man in front. You got to be in shape. You got to be able to guard. We couldn't score for anything, but we could play defense. Like, and that was the main thing that I carried over, was like, you got to be able to guard. Like, you have to. That's it. That's a must. And zone wasn't in my brain at all. So, like, anytime Coach calls zone, I'm like, like, I'm not trying to play zone, bro. That's not how I was raised. That's not how I was introduced to the game. So I can't even thank Coach Rob enough for that. Like, he is the starter, and, like, he's the reason why I am the way I am. Like, everybody else that I've encountered was an offset of him. like because he started me on. And like now I carry any room I walk in, any court I play on, it started with him. Like I carry his ideas, his philosophies into anything that I do. So shout out to Coach Rob, bro.
Yeah, shout out to Coach
Shout
Rob.
out to Coach Rob, man.
Shout out to Anthony for being a great example for you as
shout
well,
out to
man.
Big Bro,
That's when you're a kid, you need a good like role model example so they can show you like, oh, this is possible.
Facts.
Oh, this is achievable. What do I need to do to get there? No matter what it is, in sports, music, whatever.
Right.
You have that role model and they can show you the way and show you, okay, this is what you need to do. This is the goal, but these are the steps. So let's work backwards so you can get to that goal.
Yep.
And that's what they did for you.
And
so
he was like super influential when it came to transferring schools. Because like you said, you're probably gonna get into it like soon. But like I transferred, right? Yeah. So I was at Luhi. I'm thinking in my head, I'm gonna graduate. I'm gonna go there, go to middle school, go to high school, play on a great team of Luhi. I'm gonna be good. And then it was like, I'm looking at the roster. Well, my dad's like, I don't really know much, but I knew the kids were older. Remember, I was still on the baby side. So I still wasn't into my body. I still had baby fat, still a butterball, right? So it's like my knees was hurting, like everything it was just miserable. I was miserable. So he was influential in, like, he broke it down to my dad. He was like, honestly, he's not going to play at Luhi. Like the talent it's just a big gap. He has to transfer. He has to transfer if he wants to play. Like you only get better if you play. You're not going to get better sitting on the bench. Like you might, but the progression is minimal. But the only way you get better is if you play. So you could, I'll let you get into that point, but that's also what he played a part into. So
no, that's dope, man. No, that's dope. So before we get into your high school career, let's quickly talk about your other AAU coaches. So Jeremy Powell of Lightning, Nico Calendar, Rising Stars, Malachi Davis, Triple Threat. Quickly describe each of them and how each one of them have had an impact on you, not only as a basketball player, but the person and man you are today.
All right, so I'm gonna go Jerry last, but let's go. Well, who was the first?
It was so next one was Nico.
Okay, so Coach Nico, that's my guy. That's like family. So when I was playing with him, it was for Rising Stars. We were still like, we weren't like one of the better teams, but we were on the come up. Like he would sometimes be fortunate enough to get players from other good Rising Stars teams to play on that team. But he was also another one who believed in me. Like when nobody else, all these other coaches like overlooking me, he was like, nah, I'm rocking with you. Like I'm rocking with you, whatever you got, bring it. Like he always believed in me. Like that was one thing that I commend him for. When nobody else did, he was always the one like, I got a spot for you. Like you're going to start, you're going to play. Like this is what I need to. He was hard. He wasn't hard to play for, but he was very stern in what he wanted. And he was passionate. Like he played, I'm not sure, he might have played at Concordia, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so he was like very passionate and I enjoyed playing with him. Like it lit a fire under me. But shout out to Coach Nico because he was also one who believed in me. Like he believed in me before I even knew what I could be. And like I was a baby then. Like I didn't know. I'm like, you want me to play on this team? Like you want me to guard these kids? You want me to be aggressive? Like I don't know how this is gonna work. But he was the one who was like, bro, I got you. Like continue on. So shout out to Coach Nico for that. Who's the next one?
Malachi Davis.
Oh, Malachi.
I
call him Malachi. That was big, bro. My boy Malachi. So he's like very cool with Tobias Harris. You know Tobias Harris from Long Island.
That's
so
dope.
Malachi also went to Luhi. Okay. Right. So he was he is close with one of my high school teammates, Daniel Kalimian.
Okay.
And his mom sponsored the team Triple Threat.
Oh, nice.
Right. So shout out to Daniel Kalimian. Shout out to Kalimians. Love him. Malachi was the coach for that team. So he coached us. It was like a kind of like a branch off from Holy Trinity, you could say. Because
like a lot of the high school kids were going to that.
Yeah,
AAU
so
team?
there was a few of my childhood friends played on that team, and then also Daniel played on that team from Holy Trinity, and his mom sponsored it. But Malachi, that was great. Like we had a great time. Like I was like a big bro. Like he's seen me since I was a baby because he went to high school. He might have went to high school with my sister. I don't really know the years, but he knew me since I was a baby. So like for me to play with him, it was like family. Like it wasn't really stressful. Like once again, a guy who believed in us. Like we didn't know who he was gonna play, but he was like, "You're gonna go out there, you're gonna hoop, you're gonna have a great time at it." So shout out to Malachi for that, big bro.
And then last one, Jerry.
Oh man, I got set for this one, boy, Jerry. Oh my goodness.
goodness.
I
gotta sit up for this one,
bro. If anybody knows Jerry Powell, bro, like you either gonna love him or you hate him. And if you love him, you gonna rock with him. If you hate him, you still gonna rock with him because of the results that he gets from every player. Like you get better after one session with him. And like so Coach Rob, right? He instilled the defense, like the shooting to an extent, and then conditioning. But I didn't have the skill. Once I got with Jerry, I had that, and then I put the skill on top of that, and then my confidence raised.
Skyrocketed.
Oh my goodness. Like I was complete. Like I just had to get stronger, get a little taller, but I had everything. Like besides the athleticism, I had everything that you need to play basketball. I had the defense, I had the shot, I had the scoring ability, I had a handle, I could play defense, and I was in shape. So it was like his practices were hard. Like I played with Zakai Ziegler. He was on my AAU team for Jerry Powell. So we were babies though. Like I was on the older side at this point, but they were like 9th grade, maybe 8th grade. But Lightning Jerry, that was the team. I don't know if do you know who Jerry Powell is?
I've never heard of him.
Okay, he's a professional trainer. Like he trains NBA players and everything like that. Yeah,
that's
but people know him. Long Island natives know him for North Babylon, the annex. Like the annex, like the dungeon. That's where it goes down. Like, man, he's crazy. I don't want to call him crazy though, because he might be mistaken, but it's a method to his madness. That's what I could describe him at, like a method to his madness. I was scared to go to Jerry when I was younger. I was like, I'm gonna go to Coach Rob. I'm gonna just get yelled at over here. I was terrified to go to Jerry. Like, shout out to Nkosi Cooper, and also like a role model for me. He was the one who like also introduced me to Jerry. He was like, I go to this guy, like he's crazy or whatever. I was terrified. The first one I went and then I didn't go back for like a few years. And then time went on, and then I'm pretty sure it was the Williams. Yeah, Dominique Williams. Remember Hank Williams I was telling you about? His son was training at Jerry's. Like he was a trainer at Jerry's, and he was like, come down, have a workout, and see if you can get on the team. So I ended up playing on Jerry Powell's team. And that was probably the best AU team I've ever played on. Like we were all guards. Think about it like small ball. But like super small because we're like 8th, 9th graders. So like we're all guards. There's like one big, he's like 6'4". Wow. All guards were running through teams. Like this is how skilled, when I talk about skill, like teams were obviously bigger than us, but we had the skill. Like we were super skilled. We would match up the layup lines. The teams are looking at us like, this little team, they're about to run through us, but like blitzing them, like 30 balls, 40 balls, because we're not missing. It was one of those things like, for me, I can only speak for myself. I was so scared of him that I didn't want to mess up. Like I wanted to do everything as best as I could because I was scared. Because he would yell, bro. Like my parents didn't yell at me, bro. Like I was just, I was terrified of him yelling. Like he would really yell, like get in your face. Like old school, think about like old school coaching. Like
he's one of
some things that like if
Dan Hurley.
It pretty much, but like in a trainer's level. And like calling you names that you might not have ever heard in your life. You might not even know what it means. We're in high school, like we're babies still. We're like get in the face, slapping the like cursing everything. But it's like with those experiences that I got with him, like molded me into the player and like the mentality that I carry on to any coach. I don't think I will ever experience a coach like him because of how intense, how just passionate, intense. Like it was a lot. Like it was a combination of all those things. But like he always said, like nobody's ever gonna coach you like this ever again. Like the coaches you go to, they're gonna be tough, but they're not gonna be like me. Like his practices, dreaded it. Like I didn't want to eat. Like we used to get the text we had practice. My anxiety. That's probably my first time experiencing anxiety, bro. Like I was like, cause like you're really going into war with him. Like the practices are hard. You're dead tired, and he doesn't care. Like he doesn't care. You got to figure it out. You got to hit shots. I remember we used to start with practice. We used to make 20 off the backboard, and then we run 4 sprints. And like you go, so you block, top, other block, 20, 20, 20. Every time you finish, you run 4 sprints down and back. Wow. And you better run though, cause if you don't, you're gonna get yelled at. You're gonna get cursed out. You better run. You're going to be tired. It is what it is. You figure it out. But then I can't thank him enough because I sometimes have regret because I was so scared. I couldn't really enjoy the moment, like have the experience like what's really going on right now. Like you're actually like gaining confidence in yourself that's going to transcend you above your peers. Because I tell you, since him, my confidence has been what it is now. Like it wasn't that, but then going through what he goes through and then I experience other coaches or whatever, I'm like, this is nothing. Like you could get on me.
He was preparing you for the higher levels.
I'm saying though, like this is not like you could yell at me, you could criticize me, you can say whatever you want, but what I experience here is nothing compared to it. So thank you for showing that you care about basketball, and thank you for wanting to like teach me things. Like I appreciate that, and I'm more receptive of that. But I do wish with him, if I was to do it again, I would be much more present and much more thankful for him for what he did for my game, because I was so scared and like, I couldn't wait to practice to be over. I couldn't wait to get out the gym. I couldn't wait for it to be over. Like I couldn't wait. But it was like a disservice because I didn't really realize what it was going on with my game. Like how much he was doing for my game. Like how the fear transitioned into confidence. And then the confidence transitioned into what I am now. You know? So it's like, shout out to Jerry, bro. Like I can't thank him enough. Can't thank him enough. Like I can't thank him enough. Him, like Prentice, like that whole staff, basketball results, like godsend, bro. Like diamond in the rough, jewels. Like you leave, I would leave. Feel like I go to the league. Like I know I'm not going to the league, but it's like, bro, the things that they have us do is like pro stuff. And then you go to, you work out with Jerry, you work out with Prentice, you work out with Ty, you work out with whoever there. Then you go to high school practice, and then you're matching up with kids from around the way. There's nothing they could do with you. Like when I tell you the mindset shifts because of how hard it is, and then once you overcome it, then you get into these other spaces. Like this is cake, bro. Like this is cake, and that's one thing. Like I'll say it again last time, but thank you, Jerry. Like I appreciate you. I appreciate you for all you've done, and yeah, and I do wish that I was more present, but I was young. I didn't really know what it was. But I'll tell you though, when I played for Rich McLean, remember I told you about Rich? I had 39 points. Like Jerry's season was over, like we all aged out, and I played with another AU team, and I had 39 points, and that was the first time that I saw the results. Because for him, it was tough to see results because it was constant pressure, like constant pressure. There was never a relief. So it's hard to see like the growth if you're constitly being pushed down.
You can never give yourself grace and like, congratulate yourself in the moment.
Exactly. But it wasn't until I broke away from that, or like it just ended. Then I played with another AU team. Then I saw how good I was, how good I actually was. And I'm like, wow, like this actually works. Like this actually, everything that I went through got me ready for that. And now I'm who I am. Like, I scored 39 points. I didn't even know that was possible, bro.
That's crazy.
Like I don't even, it was a surreal moment. But like, that's when I thought, I'm like, wow, Jerry is really like, he's really that guy. Like he has a method to his madness, but it works, bro. It works. So shout out to Jerry Powell, man.
Shout out to Jerry, man.
Crazy man.
Man, my guy is like scared.
Nah, we love Jerry though. We love Jerry.
So he played JV first 2 years, freshman year at Luhi for Tom Bearline, before transferring playing at Holy Trinity High School for the Trinity Titans, where you played the rest of your high school career. So what did it feel like to transfer from one school to another? And were you looking to a fresh new start, or was it something you had to adjust to on the fly?
That was my first experience of like grief. Like I had to understand how transition works, and like how, like my dad, I remember we were in front of Shake Shack, and he was telling me like just the concept of friends, and like how your real friends stay with you, and like there's just people who just play a part in your life. And I was so attached to my friends at Luhi, like I had a lot of them, and I didn't want to leave that. But it was like, that was the first time that I had to make a decision for myself for my basketball career. Like that was when I took basketball serious. I'm like, I want to play, so I have to go somewhere where I know I'm going to play. Like obviously it's not going to be handed to me, but I need to know I'm going to have the opportunity to do that. So the transition, that was my first time of like, okay, the wiring of basketball is serious now. Basketball is a lifestyle. Like this is how it's going to be. This is just how it's going to be. So I had to make a decision based on, and then from there on, I made decisions based on my basketball career. Yeah, even coming to New Paltz, but we'll get into that. But like, I transferred. It was tough. Like I told my friends, it was hard because, like I said, I had the mindset I'm gonna start 6th grade. You go from 6 to 12 with these people that you met 6 years of high school, bro. Like you see everybody grow. You see everything, bro. So it was like I had to shift that mindset, throw that mindset out the window. Like you about to transfer in these next 3 months. Like it's about to change for you. So that was tough. I didn't like Holy Trinity when I first got there. I'm like, I want to go back to Luhi, bro. They're both private schools. One is Lutheran, one is Catholic. The Catholic school rules completely different. You had to cut your hair. They just changed the rule though. Shout out to Holy Trinity, thankfully. They changed the rule like you don't, before though, when I was there, you had to have a low cut. So I had like a dark Caesar, no facial hair. I didn't really go through puberty yet, but no facial hair, whatever. So you had to wear uniform. I didn't really like the uniform at first, but once I thought about it, everybody in the same thing. Obviously, the girls even the girls could sometimes wear pants or whatever. They would wear pants, but everybody was in the same attire. If it got cold, everybody would put on the sweater, put on the blazer. So I got used to it. Like, I'm like, okay, this is smooth. But my first week, my mom will tell you, I was texting her like, I hate it here, bro. Like, I hate it. I hate it. They had Luhi, you could go to your lockers at any time. They had fixed mods at Holy Trinity where you couldn't go to your locker. So now I got this big old literature English textbook, this 300-pound textbook in my book bag, walking to class. I'm like, I don't want to be here. But then JV came. The season came around. Shout out to Coach Ganous, one of the better coaches that I played for. Like that whole Holy Trinity thing was amazing. But Steve Ganous, yeah, he's one of the ones though. JV season came around. I started getting my feet wet. People started to know me. Notoriety came, and then yeah, like I just started to hoop for Holy Trinity and transcended into what you could get into next. But yeah, shout out to Steve Ganous.
Segue to that, transition to that smoothly. You moved up to varsity your junior year in 2017.
Yeah, man, moved up to the big leagues.
Joseph Confrey, your coach. You guys went 10-6 that season, finishing second in the Catholic and the South Suffolk League. What was the biggest adjustment for you once you got to the varsity level?
So there was like, when I think of adjustment, it might have been minimal because of what Jerry instilled in us. Like he had us, I played with Mike Sixsmith. I don't know if you know Mike Sixsmith. He went to Sacred Heart or whatever. But he was on that AAU team too. Like we was loaded, bro. He played at Holy Trinity. He started as a sophomore, finished 1,000-point scorer, all that good stuff. Holy Trinity's finest. But I was playing with him and his dad connected with my dad because obviously we're on the same AU team. He was like, come to Holy Trinity. That was an option, so that's how I ended up there. But yeah, Coach Confrey, playing with him, adjusting. I don't really think there was much adjusting, bro, because I used to practice with them when I was a sophomore, and I was holding my own. Like the only thing was strength, obviously, like you grow into your body, but that was really the only thing. Like everything else was smooth, bro. Like it just seemed like another day.
Jerry got you prepared
Jerry
well.
got me right, though. I'm saying though, like
he got you
everything that I've been through, like I'm like, okay, this is just another practice, bro.
life.
Like this is not really anything crazy. Like there's no crazy transition. I didn't really. I'm just hooping again. Like I'm playing basketball again. So it was like, it wasn't really much, but I did have to make some critiques to my jump shot. Like I had to get more consistent in that regard. But everything else, like I was the point guard for the team. I remember one kid transferred out. So which enemy allowed me to start as a junior. I wasn't sure if I would have started, but I started as a junior, and then I remember we played Chaminade, and I had a great game.
Yeah, we're gonna talk
a great
about
game,
that.
like when I was a junior, so 19 points. That's a great game for a junior, and that was like my breakout game, whatever. And then since then, like it just continued on. But I do remember I had to make some tweaks to my jump shot and just become more consistent in that regard. So I guess you could say that was that. But I didn't know that until my senior year. So there wasn't really much transition though. I was pretty much ready for whatever at that point. Yeah.
You guys lost to St. Anthony's 53-48 that postseason your junior year. How tough was that loss for you, and what do you remember most from that game?
Yeah, that was tough because we beat them. If I'm not mistaken, we might have beat them twice that year. Because I remember that was my first interview ever. I hit like a game winner or like a go-ahead three as a junior. And then I got an interview after. So that was the first game. The second game, I'm pretty sure we beat them too. I don't remember that. That was a blur. But then I remember that was the semifinals. We was at Hofstra. And they just got up on us like Jonathan Haywood, I think his name is. And then forgot his name. Lefty, tall, Tyrone. His name was Tyrone. I forgot his last name. Super athletic. He went to NCAT. They killed us. Like they just imposed their will. They was like, we're not losing. We're never gonna lose. They ended up turning up. They beat us. That's when I was like, I gotta get stronger because he was just too strong and I couldn't guard him. Like I couldn't guard him. I wasn't even the matchup at first, but then I switched on to him because one of our teammates got in foul trouble. So I couldn't do anything with him. I wasn't strong enough. Yeah, that was tough.
No, that's
that was
crazy.
tough. But it was like we were juniors. Mike was a sophomore. The core were junior, so it was like, it's tough. Like, it's tough for the seniors. That's unfortunate. But we'll be back, we'll be back. Because mind you, we've been playing together since JV. So, like, these kids that I'm seniors with, besides Mike, obviously, I was playing JV with them. So, we all developed the chemistry of playing with each other from 10th to 12th grade. So, that was tough, unfortunate, but it was back to the drawing board.
No, that's dope,
back to the drawing board.
So, you were entering your senior season now, 16-6. You guys were on a tear. You guys won like your first 5 games.
Yeah, we was hooping.
How confident were you in your team and your chances to win it all that year, knowing you guys were off to a dominant start?
We were super confident, bro. Like the first game, I think we played against St. Joe's Buffalo. That was a good game. Like they were really good. Was it St. Joe's? It was a red team. I can't remember, but we ended up hitting a game winner. It was a good game. Like usually we would go to Buffalo. It alternates, so we go to Buffalo the first year. The next year we'll play at Holy Trinity. So they came down that year. Or it might have been St. Thomas of Buffalo, something like that. I don't remember, but they were really good though. They were really good. And then that was a good win for us. But we were super confident, bro. Like We've been playing with each other since 10th grade. We really knew everybody at every school because we've seen everybody. We played against them for JV. We played against them for junior year, so we know what to expect. The only issue with Chaminade, we could beat everybody, but we haven't beat Chaminade in like 4 years, 5 years. They beat us like 17 straight, something crazy, bro. Like that was the only team where we were like, all right, we gotta do. If we want to win, we know he gotta be Chaminade, bro. But we lost to them in the season, but we ended up avenging them. But the first time we played them at Chaminade, we were up, bro. Like we were up the whole game, and then they just won. They just came back and won. But they were tough, bro. Like shout out to Chaminade. You wouldn't even think that they were nice, but kids is shooters. Like
marksman.
Like I remember watching them my sophomore year against Holy Trinity. They shot like 85% from three. I kid you not.
Wow.
85%, bro. Like they were not missing. And this is when you know Cam Winter he went to Penn State. I don't know if you know Cam Winter. Okay, so he went to Holy Trinity. It was him and Thornton Scott, who went to William and Mary. And like two big guards, 6'5" and above. One could really shoot it. One was athletic, mid-range, fast. They torched them. Like Chaminade shot, they didn't miss. Like it was a crazy shooting performance. And that's how Chaminade is. Like they're not the quickest, not the most athletic, but they all play together. They start from when they're like this young, and they get there, and then it's just ball game for them. So that was the only team we struggled with, like throughout the season until we saw them in the championship game.
And I'm going right to that now. He'll propel your team over Chaminade 48-45, led by 18 points to take the CHSAA Title, where you won the championship league MVP.
Yes, sir.
How did it feel to finally top the team you lost to earlier that season, and guys had a hard time getting over the hump of, to finally come victorious with that title?
It felt great. It was either 16 or 18. I remember there was a play where I shot it, and then one of my teammates hit it, but I also hit it, so I'm gonna take the points for that. That's why I told you 18. But it felt good, bro. Like that was the first like champion. I mean, I've won like on the baby levels, but like as you get older, it starts to feel tougher, a little bit better. And the fact that we lost to them, we've been losing to them since I got there. They was losing to them before that. But like I got there my sophomore year, JV lost to them. Junior year, lost to them. Every time we played them, lost to them. And then senior year, lost to them throughout the season, but then we finally beat them. So it was like finally we got over the hump, bro. Like it felt good though. It felt good. It definitely felt good.
Nah, I know you won that championship. I know you were going crazy.
Yeah, that's a fact. I mean, I was young though, so I mean, it was. You could only have so much fun. Like this is as much fun as you can as a high schooler. But it was fun. Like school was exciting the next day. I couldn't wait to go to class. I couldn't wait to watch the film and everything, bro. Like it was a great feeling.
I'm one of them jocks in this school.
Exactly. It was a great feeling. Definitely a great feeling. It was, and then they put our banner up there. So like I call it a little like a tattoo. Yeah. Like this is a banner, and they put 2019 tourney. So that was great.
So you lost in the playoffs to the Park School of Buffalo, a tight one, 55-52. How painful was that for you to end your high school career?
Yeah, that was tough. Shout out to Noah Hutch. Noah Hutch, he gave us about 30. There was only two people who really gave us problems during the year. Yeah. Justin Hendrick from St. Francis Prep, he gave us 30.
That's crazy.
And then Noah Hutch, he gave us 30.
If you ever hear a prep in the school, you know they're nice.
Yeah. And they were from Queens, so their conference is loaded, whatever. But he gave us problems, lost to them. And then Noah Hutch came around. One man wrecking crew gave us 30. He was a guard. He was like short, stocky guard, but had bounce, athletic, like caught a few dunks against us. But like that was tough, bro, because it was a winnable game. Like it came down to the wire. Like we lost by 3. So it was like it came down. It was a winnable game. They were just a better team that day. Came up short, but it was tough. It definitely was tough. I don't know, like when things end for me, like even I don't know, like I didn't really cry or anything like that. Like I was sad. Like I was sad, but I also feel like I applied myself to the fullest. So it was like I didn't really have any regrets. Like obviously, I wish I could have made all my shots. I wish I could have went for 40, so the team could win. But I prepared in the best way I could. Like that was that season. I remember like the back of my hand, like this vivid memory. We played in the city at St. Thomas Aquinas my junior year. And this is when it started to change for me for the season. I played terrible, and like it was just a tough game for me. I remember I cried in this is the only time I cried during the season. I cried because I played terrible and like I wasn't confident. I just felt weak or whatever. And I was a junior. And I remember I was talking with my dad. It was dark in the car. We were driving home. I was bawling my eyes out. And then he was like, he would never like get mad at me for crying, but he just was always like, okay, what's next? Like after you cry, like what's after the tears? So after I finished crying, after I finished getting my tears out, wipe my eyes or whatever, he was like, all right, so now what's next? We got to form a plan on how you're going to not have this happen again, how you're going to not get this feeling again. So from then on, I was working out. Like I was working out before practice, getting up in the morning. I used to get up like 6 a.m. before classes and everything, shooting after practice at the gyms. But that was the time where it shifted for me. Like, okay, you really got to prepare in a different way. Cause obviously I had the skill, or whatever. I was playing varsity, but my preparation wasn't as serious as it should have been. And then it took me to get to that rock bottom where I was like really bawling my eyes out crying for me to be like, okay, this is what it has to take. So I was like, okay, I'll shoot as many times as I can a week, before practice, after practice, as much as I can. Then you transition that all the way from that moment on into my senior year. I continue to work the same way, continue to be at Jerry's, continue to shoot with my dad, work out. And then we get a chip. So it was like, I remember we were shooting in the gym and my dad was like, you're going to put a banner up one day. Like I was a junior shooting in the gym. He was like, you're going to put a banner up one day. Like I remember that too. Like we were in the gym by ourselves. I don't even know how he was in there at Holy Trinity, but he was like, you're going to put a banner up. And then I think about it now, he wasn't lying. Like I did that. So I don't even know how I got there, but Noah Hutch killed us. We lost. It was heartbreaking. That's what I was saying. Not the heartbreaking aspect, but like just me applying myself to the fullest. Like I know I put in the necessary time to be in that position. It didn't turn out the way it did, but I was more at peace with myself because I applied myself. Like I didn't have any regrets. I know I put in the time in the gym. I did everything I was supposed to do. It just didn't turn out the way it did. So
exactly. Hey, some things happen for a reason, man.
Dig what I'm saying, though.
Happens for a reason.
Facts.
So it's time to choose a college now. What colleges were you thinking of at the time?
Man, I had
a different stage of your life.
I didn't have anything, bro. Like I only had D3s. In my mindset, I was trying to go D2 or D1.
Yeah.
But I got a rude awakening, whatever. I didn't have any D2 schools. I wasn't really reaching out to schools. I really wanted schools to reach out to me. It didn't turn out that way. I ended up going to a prep school, but like it was like a quick session. It just came and it went. So I did a gap year, just to let my body grow into itself, whatever. But then I ended up, while I was at the prep school, this coach who was coaching AAU in Suffolk County, he was like, if your son doesn't get anything, he'd come to Suffolk Community College. So that's how I ended up at Suffolk, the JUCO way. Shout out to all my JUCO products, man. Yep. Shout out to them. So I ended up at Suffolk. He wasn't even coaching there anymore. I don't even know what happened. But I showed up the first day. They were like, nah, he's not coaching here no more. But he was cool with all the other coaches, and all the coaches knew me. Like, I played against Coach Correa. His son, St. Anthony's, went to St. Anthony's, who was in the same league as us. So I played against him. And fast forward back even more, I played with his son for Jerry. His son played for Jerry, Tristan. He played at Jerry also. So we were also on that same team. That was my first time meeting him. And then fast forward, like I'm playing with his coach, with his father now, who knew me since I was playing for Jerry. So I pretty much was in at that point because he knew me from that age. And then he seen my progression. I played against his son for high school, whatever. But yeah.
Yeah, them connections.
It's really networking, bro. Like I'm thinking about it now, like as many people as I've known to get me through, like I just knew them. Like I knew them, they saw me. It's really a network, bro. It's really about who you know in this basketball world. Man, and probably anything in life too. Anything in life.
Especially sports media too.
Anything, bro. Yeah. And it has to do with people, it has to do with how many people you know, bro.
Yep. So you mentioned you played for Suffolk Community College in 2021-22. You were averaging 15, 3, and 4 as your team went 19 and 4 that year.
Yes, sir.
So how did that year develop you as a player, and what did you learn under Victor Correa?
Coach Correa, another one of them ones, man. I've just been blessed to be around good people and good coaches, for me as a basketball player. Some people don't get that benefit where they experience terrible coaches their whole life and then they develop just in a terrible mindset of like just their views on basketball. Like they'll still be good players, but just their approach is like just messed up. When I was at JUCO, that was really I consider that my prep year because that was the year like my game transformed. And shout out to Coach Correa. I remember one of the first practices, we were putting in plays and I was used to being a point guard. Like he was like, I was gonna facilitate. That was my idea. Then he was like, nah, I need you to score.
He's like, you're a shooting guard.
Pretty much, yeah. I don't even consider myself to be a shooting guard. I just consider a combo because I could do both. Like, if I need to assist somebody, I will. Like, I can handle it. I can score. So I would consider myself a combo. But that was the first time. Then at that school, I was a 2. I was a shooting guard. And he was like, yeah, we need you to score. And then since then, I just been a scorer. Like my whole college trajectory changed from like, now you got to get a bucket, bro. Like you're not finna be passing the whole game. Like you're not a facilitator. You could pass. You have the skill of passing, but
you're an actual scorer.
You're gonna score. Like I need you to score. And then he moved me off the ball. I remember I handed the ball back to the point guard, and I went over to the wing, and I was on the wing ever since. So yeah, and I was just shooting everything. Like I was like, what's the quickest way to 30? Had to get there. But that was. Like when I talk about my work ethic increased tenfold, like 1,000% when I got to JUCO. Like JUCO products, no, you really getting out the mud. Like you have nothing. Like it's every man for themselves, and you have to work, so you could get just something, bro. Like just anything. And that's what I did, bro. I was commuting. Like when I tell you I couldn't wait to get on campus to dorm. I live in Nassau County, so if you imagine the drive, it's like from here to New Paltz is the drive from my crib to Suffolk every day, right? Practices, I have class in the day, practices from 3 to 5. I'm in traffic. I'm on the road more than I'm at the school. So imagine this, right? I'm working out. I got in contact with the athletic director this when I understood the power of networking, just being a good person and good to people. Like the AD would let me in the gym. They were super strict when it came to like being in the gym, but I would talk to him. He would allow me to put the hoops down and I would shoot. I would shoot before the games. Sometimes I would shoot after the games. And like, when I tell you I was all across, like I was just doing whatever. Like whatever I could do to get in the gym,
that's crazy.
I was doing whatever, bro. Like Tyler Stevenson Moore from Stony Brook. I don't know if you ever heard of him. Stony Brook University. I was at his gym. Like I was traveling past Suffolk to go to Stony Brook. Mind you, this is crazy, bro. When I think about it, like I don't even know how I did it. I don't even know. I thank God for giving me the energy that I had to do all this. I didn't fall asleep at the wheel one time. Bro, I was at home. I was working out at 6 a.m. at Stony Brook. So mind you, I live an hour away. So what time would I have to leave? Like 4 something?
That's crazy.
Dig what I'm saying? I'm going to Suffolk before class. I have class at 10. I'm going to Stony Brook before class. Working out with Tyler and his trainer. I'm in the locker room, bro. I'm living the dream. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing, bro. I'm in the Stony Brook locker room. Stony Brook, don't get mad at me or anything. I was in your locker room. I was getting the food. I was eating all that. I was in there. They had like meal prep, bro. It was D1 school, Stony Brook. So I'm experiencing like what it's like to be a D1 athlete. Like I'm going in the locker room, chilling with his teammates, getting food, and then I would go to class at 10. And then I would have practice, and then I would go home. And then that would be like a day for me. Like up early, driving, going there. I used to go in, I probably shouldn't say this, but I can say, nah, I don't really care. I was going through Stony Brook's back door. Like the door was open. So I was going through the back door. Tyler would let me in. And we was in there. We was putting in work. Like him and his trainer, shout out to Coach Avery. He took me in also, taught me some things. And I was working out with him. And then I was working out before the games. I remember we had a game at 2. I would get, because I have to leave early, so I would get to Suffolk at 7:30, work out till 8:30, go get food, a few hours before the game, then have the game. So that was a Saturday game. I remember the routine vividly. But it got to the point where it was like, my coach had to tell me to relax. Like he was like, bro, you don't have enough energy for the game in the second half. Like your legs are shot. Like you have to dial it back a little bit. I'm like, I felt like I was in a shooting slump. And then once I got out of it, that's when he was telling me that. I'm like, bro, like I worked so hard to get to this point, bro. And now you want to tell me to dial it back. But shout out to Coach and shout out to Tyler. Because Tyler was, my mindset, I'm like, you a D1 player. Like you gotta work, right? So he was like, yeah, you have to work, but there's like a method to it. You can't go. Because I used to be like, bro, we got to hit these spots. We'd be in the gym for like 2 hours. Like, bro, I'm not going to be in the gym for 2 hours. Coach Avery would put 30 minutes on the clock and we would get good reps in, good work in.
It's about quality, not
quality,
quantity.
Exactly. And that's what I had to learn. I'm like, it's not always about brute force. Like, it's not as much time as you're in there. It's like what you're doing while you're in there. So that's when he taught me. He was like, bro, you don't have to be in the gym for an hour 30. Like, you don't have to do that. especially not in season when your body needs to recover for practice and for games, like to remain fresh. And I'm like, bro, how are you at the D1 level? You're not even trying to be in the gym. But he would produce on the court. And then I saw it. And I'm like, okay, so.
Start working smarter, not harder.
Start working smarter, not harder. Exactly. But as a JUCO, bro, you don't really know what to do. You just know you got to do. Like, you just got to do by any means. Like, the traveling, I'm like, I'm going to do it. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm going to do it. Because I wanted to be the best player I could. And I wanted to offer, bro. I was trying to go to school for free. So I'm like, I'm going to do whatever I got to do, bro. Like, I had this 2001 Toyota Corolla. My auntie Angie got it for me. Like, well, got it for us, the house, the family. And she paid it off whatever. It was free. So I'm pushing that. It died, though. Like, the engine blew, whatever, obviously. Because you couldn't imagine. I was putting hella miles on the car, bro. And this is 2021, right? Post-COVID, 2021, 2022, right?
Yeah, around there.
So that whole thing. But Tyler really instilled in me, like, there were so many people, I'm going to continue to name names. It's coming to me as I'm talking about it. But, like, he was like, bro, this is how you work. Like, you work smarter. You know what you want to work on, but you don't have to put in that much time on your body. Like, it's more important for you to rest. The skill is already there. You just got to rest, bro. Like, you just got to rest. And then I started to...
Can't overtax your body.
Can't overtax, bro. Overtraining for real. But you have to get to that point to understand what you have to do and what you can't do. Like, you have to get to that point of, like, I really can't go anymore, bro. Like, I can't go anymore during the season. In the game, I'm tired. You have to go through that experience to understand, like, okay, maybe I should dial it back. Maybe I am going a little bit too hard or whatever. Because I was trying to do everything I want. So I'm like, bro, I'm trying to be where you're at, Tyler. Like, I'm trying to be a D1 athlete and, like, whatever it takes to get there. But then to see how he went about it was like, oh, okay. That's interesting. Very interesting. So thankful for that experience, because I might have crashed and burned if I didn't. Because I was not listening to my coach. I'm like, bro, I'm going to keep working, bro. But it wasn't until I saw a player that I grew up with, play Rising Stars with and everything, saw how he went about it. And I'm like, okay, now I understand it. I understand it now. I understand it now. I understand it now. I understand it now. That's a fact. I understand it now.
I like that. Yo, shout out to Lethal Shooter,
Shout out to Lethal Shooter, bro. I understand it now. Word.
So in that community college season, you guys fell short 69-56 in the regional XB semifinals against Hostros Community College. Hostros, yeah. You scored 17, but it wasn't enough. What was that moment like for you and your teammates knowing you came up short?
It was tough, but that was a time when I remember my mom was telling me, she was just criticizing my leadership skills in that moment, because I was a very laid back guy. But it did come across as though we were scared and, like, there was no leader out there. And that was like the time I was like, okay, I could have been vocal. But yeah, they just, once again, we beat them twice. And they just got up on us, bro. Like, they was the more physical team. Everything that our scout, we did the scout. They ran through the scout. They was just on us, bro. And it just wasn't enough. And that was when I had to develop skills of going to the basket. Because, like, those 17 points were from layups and free throws. No, from threes and free throws. They weren't really from, like, an inside presence. Like, I had to develop some type of...
Like mid-range game,
mid-range game. Get to the, like, this is when I started to develop my 3-level scoring. Because, like, I had the 3-ball, but I never had, like, this part and this part. Game. The in-between. Yeah, exactly. So that was a time. And, like, when you lose, bro... You learn so much. Like, you learn
more from losing and failure than you do from success and winning.
Bro. And it was like, I see where I fell short, and, like, I was able to work on that in the summer. Even when it came to my athleticism, like, I'm not the most athletic, like, jumping up and down, but, like, when it comes to lateral agility movement and everything, like, this way, like, I have that. So it was like, I made that my effort to, like, get on a program where that could benefit me. And that's what I did.
That's what's up, man. So eventually you were transferred to Fredonia for 2022-23 to play for the Blue Devils. You led the team in scoring, rebounds, assists, and steals. Scored 20+ 8 times and in double figures 22 of the 25 games. How proud were you of your overall progression as a player?
Man, I was super proud. It was unfortunate, like, when you get to a point, like, when you lose a lot, like,
yeah, you got struggled that year.
We did, you don't got to say the record, bro. You don't got to say the record. But, like, we did lose a lot, but then it gets to a point where, like, you know, like, if you're struggling or, like, if life is just not going, life gives you lemons, you got to make lemonade, bro. So it's like, I just had to find peace in that. Like, I'm like, we're losing. We're going to lose. Like, it's not, it's a terrible mindset, but to be at peace so you don't lose your mind, you just have to be at peace.
Eating you alive.
Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to win, bro.
Because you put up the numbers, but your team wasn't
I could care less about the points, bro. I'm trying to win, bro. Like, I'm trying to win. Winning cures all, because everything that you just read off that, I didn't get notified. I didn't get notoriety for any of that. I didn't make any teams.
I didn't all SUNYAC,
nothing, bro. I didn't make first team, second team, third team,
same with
nothing.
NBA, like LaMelo Ball. You could put all these numbers, but
If
if
you
your
don't
team
win,
ain't even
bro,
competent,
you don't
you're not gonna
win.
get no
You
recognition.
do not get rewarded for winning, and that's a great message, bro. Like, you shouldn't get rewarded for it.
Yeah.
I mean, you should get rewarded to an extent, but like only so much because winning trumps everything, bro. Like, if you win, it cures everything. But we lost so much, it got to a point where like, I know what I'm doing, and when it came to the work ethic part, I was putting in a lot of time into my game. And like that summer from Suffolk to Fredonia, I had a big jump in my athleticism. That's when I became like a real defensive guy. Like I made sure that summer I was guarding. Like I knew I could shoot whatever, but I knew I had to guard somebody. So I'm like, I was making sure I'm guarding the best player during pickup. I wasn't even scoring like that, but I was like, I'm guarding this person 94 feet. And they'll tell you, like, I worked at Luhi summer camp. I worked there every summer. And that summer, like, I was guarding everybody, like 94 feet. Because I made it my duty to make sure I could guard anybody. Because I knew I could score, but if I couldn't stop anybody, I didn't feel like I could play. So that was my mindset going in. But yeah, I was super happy about, I'm like, wow, this really works. Like, I programmed my summer to the way I wanted it, to the things I had to work on when it came to my body and everything like that. And I saw the results. Like I saw it. Like I saw it and I felt it. And
I said, now I just need to translate it to wins.
Exactly, bro. And then that's how we're going to transition into the next part. But it was like, to say that I put in the time over the summer, like I think it started July 1st, my workout program after Suffolk. And then continued that on up until I got to Fredonia. And then shout out to Rylan at Fredonia. They have like a strength and conditioning coach. He got my body right. Like that gave me another level of confidence because I wasn't always the strongest, but I felt like I was my strongest when I was there. And that just gave me confidence on the court. But yeah, to see my results in front of me, like actually, it was like bittersweet because I'm like, yeah, I'm doing all this. Like, this is great. And then we weren't winning. But I just came to peace with it. I'm like, bro, I'm content. Not content. I'm content with how I did. Like, I'm content with that part. I wish I could have translated more into winning, but at some point, it gets to a point, bro. Like, you just,
it's like I can only do so much.
You can only do so much. And you know, like, I just had to be at peace with that. But I was super, super pleased with that. And I'm like, I want more of this. Like, I know what I have to do now. I understand it now.
You understand.
I understand it now.
So you would understand, and you end up transferring to New Paltz ahead of the 2023-24 season. And like you basically said why you decided to transfer there, because you wanted to win. You wanted to be part of a winning program. So why did you believe it was the right fit for you basketball-wise as well as academically?
So basketball-wise, first of all, there was a few issues that I had at Fredonia. It was too far, and we weren't winning. So like, we were in the same conference, obviously. We played against New Paltz twice a year. We played when I was at Fred. We played New Paltz at New Paltz, and that was my first time. The first time my family got to see me play, like at a 4-year school, and they weren't able to go to any games because Fredonia near Buffalo at 6-7 hours. Nobody finna travel that way, bro. My mom was like, I'm gonna see you when I see you. Like, I'm gonna see you during the seasons, like when it's break or whatever. I only saw my family twice, and I really grew homesick. Like, I really felt like I was not in my roots. Like, I was just far from home, losing the version.
Isolated.
Literally, bro. And it was like, I mean, not even isolated, but like just lost, bro. Like, I just felt
alone.
Yeah, I felt lost. And then when I saw my family at the game, I'm like, dang. And then I had to get on the bus back to Fred. I'm like, dang, bro. Like, I want to be closer to home. Like, I want to be closer to home. That was the first thing. I want to be closer to home. New Paltz provided that. My family been at every game since I transferred to New Paltz, every home game. I was able to go home. I went home my first semester. I went home about 6 times. That was 6 more times than I went home for Fred. I only went home for Fred twice.
Wow.
That was Thanksgiving and then spring break, out because the season we were in. So it was like I needed to be home, bro. I needed to be home. Nice reset. But that was one of the main things I remember saying. Like, I wanted to finish my college career where my family could see me. And that's, we'll get into that part. But that was the thing. And where it benefited my basketball career, it was really Blondo, bro. Like, he was the head honcho. Like, he was that guy at New Paltz. He still was that guy. But like, I need to be in that gym where he's at. Cause at Fred, I felt as though my growth was because of what I was doing. It wasn't because of somebody getting me better. Like, I felt like my dad used to always call it, shout out to Coach Rob, if there was like a kid that was either faster, stronger, or taller than me, he would call it a rabbit. And he was like, you got to chase the rabbit. And that's how you get better, right? So I felt like at Fred, I was the rabbit. Like people were not conforming to me, but like I was the guy there. And like anything that I did, I felt like I was the best. And like if we go to like speed, conditioning, shooting, finishing, whatever, like I was just the best. And I'm like, I can't really grow. Mind you, remember,
No one challenging yourself.
Exactly. And if we're making basketball decisions, what I had to learn back when I was at Luhi, if we're making decisions for your basketball career, you want to be the best basketball player you could be. You have to be around people who are better than you in other things. Like I get to New Paltz, I'm not even the best shooter on the team. Like I don't even know what I'm the best in, bro. And that's where I had to find what I was really good at. And I eventually figured out, like you figure it out if you want to, but Blondo was the guy. I'm like, when I was going through my transfer process, whatever, I'm like, I need to be in the room wherever he's in, bro. Like he got the accolades. Like he's dude, a dog, man. I had him
on the show. That's my
guy. He's a dog,
man.
bro.
Guy,
like
man.
I remember we graduated the same year. He won like Long Island Player of the Year. So I'm like, he has things. He was all he's state, accomplished things that I want to accomplish. And I know he's a workaholic. Like I've heard about it through the SUNYAC and just through back home, back in the towns, whatever. I'm like, this is who I need to be around. Like he was like the driving force. Like in order for me to transcend, like to elevate my game, I need to be in wherever room he's in. Like whatever. Like we got to compete. We got to see what
iron sharpens iron.
Exactly. That's my mindset. So I'm like, I just have to be wherever he is. Like whatever he does, I need to be there. And that was my driving force. Cause I knew if I can match his level of whatever he got going on, I'm gonna be good regardless. Like I'm gonna be good. I know there's nobody gonna work harder than me. And he matched that. Like we're in the gym, we're working out. Practices was intense, bro. Like him, shout out to him, RJ, like that 2024 team was loaded, bro. Like at that position, if you think about what guards we had at that position, you think about it, it's cool. But if you think about what practice was like, every day, like full court ones, I gotta guard Blondo. Okay, next person. I gotta guard RJ, and then they gotta guard me. Like, bro, it's like really ironing, sharpening iron, bro. And like, that's what I wanted, and that's what I got. Like, I wanted to elevate my basketball skills. I wanted to become the best player I could. And if it wasn't for them, I don't know if I would be at New Paltz, because I needed to be somewhere where I knew I wasn't gonna be the best in something. And that's where I came. Like, you got shooters. I'm looking at these kids shoot the ball. I'm like, damn, you got Ethan, Saul, AK, TK, all these shooters. I'm like, I gotta get in the gym, bro. I'm not even I don't know what I'm the best in, bro. Like, I don't know. I was really contemplating, like, if I was gonna play, because I'm like, I'm not the best in anything, bro. Like,
you're your own cynic and your own critic. You're like, man, these guys are making shots. I'm here missing. I gotta get my.
I have to get right. And I was super efficient that year, like super efficient. Like I was not missing. I shot like 40, 43, 42 from 3, 40 something from the layups or whatever. But like that was because of them. Because I'm like, I can't miss, bro. Like I cannot miss. It's not a choice to miss. So I'm holding my follow through on every shot, bro. I'm super locked in because of them. Because of the pressures that, it wasn't really pressure, but I guess you could call it pressure, but like just how good they were at what they did, I had to be that in order for me to, I wanted to be that, you could say. And man, shout out to Blondo, like just the competitive, like we used to go at it in practice all the time. But people, obviously nobody would see that because it's practice, but the way it translated on the court, like it was just like a match made in heaven, bro, when it came to everybody.
What was the difference between playing with Blondo and playing against him? Because you played against him and you played with him.
Yeah, so playing, I mean, it was... I was only at Fred for 7 months, so it was like it wasn't. I didn't really have that much time playing with him, but like playing against him. But I know it was very difficult. It was very difficult playing against him because he was aggressive, he was strong. So obviously it felt good to be on the other side of it because I'm like, he draws a lot, so that makes my job easier. I could just spot up and shoot. Like I can shoot, I can attack, kick it to him. He drops the basket, I cut to the basket, hits me, and vice versa. Like it was like a yin and yang type of thing. Like you could do it, I could do it, and then I think that's what made us very tough to stop. But it was definitely much better being on this side, playing with him for sure.
That's dope, man. That's dope.
Yeah, shout out to Blondo, man.
That historic season in 23-24, 28 overall was the best win percentage in the program's history. You guys won 8 of your first 9 games. You led the team in scoring, you know, averaging over 13 a game, shooting 45% from the field, 40% from 3. What was so magical about that season? Everything seemed to be clicking for you guys.
Yeah, man. I mean, we just had that one common goal. Like we knew,
Gotta get over the hump of
Get over the
Oswego.
hump of Oswego, bro. And that's all we used to talk about Oswego. Coach used to yell at us like, stop talking about Oswego, bro. Like, there's other teams in
Was
the
that
conference.
part of the reason why you went there? Because you wanted to help them get over the hump?
Yeah, definitely wanted to get over the hump. But I was actually upset at the other school that didn't reach out to me when I entered the portal. I'm like, I was doing y'all. Like, I scored a lot of points against y'all, and y'all didn't want me. Okay, cool.
So extra motivation.
Exactly, extra
that.
motivation.
Yeah,
exactly. You got to write that down. Write that down. So when I was at New Paltz that year, a lot of new guys, a lot of new faces, but also a good blend of, it was a perfect blend of older transfers and then the returners who were also
older. It was
older.
you, Kobe Bogart, and Ethan St. Lucia, like transfer coming in. I was like,
exactly.
They got some size, and Ethan and Kobe, and then the guard extra helped Rylan out, take some pressure off him and you.
Exactly. So. And it was like, when I think about that team, we all had, you know what a doppelganger is?
Doppelganger,
yeah. We had that. Like, you could look, if you line us up, bro, you can line up the point guard spot. It's Blondo, me, RJ, goes back. You can line up Lucas, Ethan, Saul, goes back. And AK in his own category, he just a bucket. AK in his own category, but still, like, he would be in our category of Blondo, me, and RJ, like, as a guard position. TK, same thing. Like, just think about how deep we were, bro. Like, we were loaded at every position, and we had 2 or 3 guys. You got Dakota, Kobe, Tariq. Like, you could name a position, you can name 3 guys who could start at any other school, but decide to come here. Like, that's how loaded we were, bro, at each position. And that's what got us over, because we was first of all, we were healthy, thankfully, which we weren't this year. It was super unfortunate, but we were healthy and we were loaded, bro. Like, we had depth, we had numbers, and practices was like that, bro. Like, if I'm not playing with Lucas, it's damn near like I'm playing with Lucas because I'm playing with Ethan. And if I'm not playing with Ethan, it's like I'm playing with Ethan because I'm playing with Lucas. And then the same thing with Tariq and Dakota. Like, if I'm not playing with Tariq, I got Dakota. If I'm not playing with Dakota, I got Tariq.
You haven't mentioned Sean yet.
Exactly. Sean too. Sean is like his own category, though, because
he does everything.
He does everything. Like, he's like a Swiss Army knife.
It's like a Draymond Green.
And a point guard body. Like, it's crazy. Like, I wouldn't consider Sean in, like, our category because of what he does. He's like a jack of all trades. Like, he would be in our category, but then he'll be like in Dakota's category, and then he'll hit a 3 every now and then. So he'll be in Ethan's category, like, and then he'll play defense, and then he'll get a rebound and post up. So he's like all across the board. Sean, that's my boy though. But yeah, so it was just nice to see a split image of yourself. Like, you could look at yourself in the mirror in practice, and you got to guard yourself in practice, and like,
and you know you're getting better.
And you know you're getting better, bro. Like, you have, and it also went well. Like, say if somebody wasn't clicking, you could throw somebody else in the mix, and it's not really a drop off. It's damn near the same thing.
You
like,
still sustain that level.
Exactly, bro. And that's what was magical. And then just our resilience. Like, it was never, we would lose games, but it was never like the end of the world. Like, it was never like, oh, we're trash, we suck. Like, bro, it's next game, bro. Like, they got to see us again. That's all it was. Like, they got to see us again.
There was a different mentality
Oswego, the first time we lost to Oswego, we got packed. 30 ball. Terrible. Jeremiah Sparks back scratching, dunking, 2K all out. He was wilding. And Luke Van Slyke this year, he caught a dunk on us last year. We used to clown him about all the time. That game, he caught a dunk on us. They blitzed us. Second game we played them, when it's overtime, and we were right there, we blew that game. And we're like, all right, we lost though, but when I tell you, like, the maturity, the experience, we weren't tripping. We were like, okay, we lost to them. Like, that's tough. We know we're gonna beat them next time. And like, usually, you know how it goes. Like, if you lose to a team over and over again, and then the time that you thought you had, and me like, damn, we just will never beat them. We're like,
into you psychologically.
Exactly, but we never like got mentally down. We're like, they're gonna see us again. We're gonna beat them next time because we know they're beatable, bro. Like, we know that. And then
you're starting to see their weaknesses.
Exactly. And then once we got to the playoffs, steamrolled Oneana, got to Oswego.
Oh, we're about to get to it.
My fault. Let's get to the good part though.
So we get right into it. So you guys defeated the number 1 seeded Oswego, 85-80. You were one of 4 players, you, Sean, Rylan, Kobe, to score in double figures. Walk me through those final moments, because I actually was watching it a little bit yesterday or the day before, watching the ending of that game. The final moments down the stretch when the game was tight. You got fouled on a crucial inbounds play. 11 seconds to go, man. Your team is up 81-80, and you got to go hit those free throws. What was going through your mind as you were about to take the most pressurized free throws of your entire basketball career? Like, were you, especially because you considering, I looked at the video ended earlier, you missed a free throw earlier that could have put you guys up by 3 possessions. So were you confident that you were going to make those free throws? Or were you like, nah, I got, like, or were you like kind of having second thoughts, like, oh man, if I miss these, that could cost us the championship? Like, what was going through your mind at that time?
It's like pressure either bursts pipe or creates diamonds. During that time, I was going through some things and things that like molded me into the person I am today. And it's like going through those experiences, I was able to step up to the line and hit those free throws, like with the utmost confidence. I forgot I missed the first one. I'm not gonna lie, it kind of slipped my brain. But the things I was going through was like, I was prepared for that moment. I was overly prepared. Like, it's just another shot, bro. Like, you put in enough time, you'll be good. And we could fast forward to Coach Weary in the beginning of the season where we practiced the art of visualization, and we would be like, it was crazy because I was in the gym last summer, preparing for the senior season. And I was thinking about the things that he used to say when I was visualizing. Literally after practice, at the free throw line, it would be like situations. So, championship game against Oswego, 1-1. That was one of his situations that we did.
To get you guys mentally prepared for that moment.
Exactly. So I would take my free throws. He would like, do all his stuff. And I'll hit the free throw. And we would continue to do different situations. But it was interesting because that was one of the situations that we did. And it was crazy how aligned it was with the exact moment that I was in. 1-1 against Oswego in a championship game. You got to hit it to win the game. And like, thinking about it, you don't realize it. Like when you're so in flow and like present, and like that's why the art and the practice of being present is like so crucial, because I was able to like absorb everything that was going on in that moment because I was so focused on what was happening in front of me. I didn't even think about the shot that I missed. I didn't even think about the visualization we practiced. I didn't think about that till after the fact. But in that moment, I just felt like I was prepared. Like, this is gonna go in, bro. Like, there's no other. You don't have a choice. Like, you don't have a choice. It's gonna go in. Like, you don't have a choice. And then you step up. You can even see it, bro. Like, I missed the first one, but if you look at the film, shout out to Jeremiah Sparks. He was at the free throw line. His head was down when I shot the free throw because he knew it was going in. Like, he was. Cash. Like, he knew it was good, bro. Like, that's how, and I feel like that was the type of respect I had from other opponents. Like, I'm not gonna miss 2 free throws in a row. It's rare that I'll miss 2 free throws in a row. And then I got there, made the first one, gotta make the next one. Then we make the next one, and now we having a party.
3-point game. Like, oh, they gotta make a 3 now to
Facts.
Yes,
sir.
Make it harder on them.
And it was just surreal, bro. Like, when I think about it, I really prepared for that exact moment. I prepared for that exact moment. Like, shout out to Coach Weary. He's like a psychologist. So he was able to get into our brains. Like, I was already into like the mindfulness, like the meditation aspect. Like, I meditate before every game. So I was already in that, like that mode of like present moment, and like you can control what you can control. But he was the one who instilled that into the whole team. So like we were able to be resilient in moments like that because we were present. So shout out to Coach Weary.
Man, that's dope, man.
Shout out to Coach
So
Weary.
as that buzzer sounded, what was the emotions going through your mind as you guys finally achieved your ultimate goal, and then you reached the hump over Oswego? You finally got over that hump.
It's like all I could do is scream, bro. Like, all I could do is scream. Like, all I could do is yell, bro. Cause it was like just everything you work for. Like, everything you work for. And it's like, is this really real? Like, somebody pinch me or tell me this is like a lucid dream or something. Like, this is actually a thing. Like, this is my reality, bro. Like, it's feelings that you can compare, sorta, but it's definitely in its own category, though. Like, you could try to compare it, but it's like accomplishment, achievement. Like, we did it, bro. Like, we did it. Like, through everything that we went through that season, from the losses to the tough practices to the arguments, bro. Like, I mean, we didn't really argue like that, but like internal arguments, you could say. And like people uncertain about what's going on. Like, for me, when I first got to New Paltz, the transition was tough because I didn't know what I was going to be for the team. So that was also an issue. And I was still grieving from my transition from Fred, because as bad that we did during the season, I love Fredonia. Like, I created bonds with people that are gonna be at my wedding. Like, that's that type of friendship that I have with these people. So it's like, for me to leave that, once again, got to make a basketball decision, you know? So for me to leave that and then to go into something else, bro, and to get everything that I got and then the team got, like, for me to get first team, all tournament team, and a championship for the first time in program history, and then we win the most wins in program history. If you would have told me that 7 months ago, I would not have believed you. I just wanted to better my basketball career. That was the main goal. I just wanted to better that. And then in me doing that, it brings me peace that my intentions are pure. Like, me wanting to better my basketball career translates to a championship. Not necessarily translates to a championship, but translates to team success. Like, it's not even selfish. Like, I don't feel selfish in that because I want to do what's best for me, but me doing what's best for me is helping my community, my team.
Exactly.
Like, it's just a great feeling. And for that, like, Blondo I got the rebound, I threw it to Blondo. I'm like,
rushing the court, he gets that last layup.
Yeah. He messed up the point shave though, but like, it's all good, bro. Like, we good though. We good. But it was a great feeling though. It was a great feeling.
Okay.
Definitely.
Now that's great, man. I was so hyped seeing you guys win.
You and me both, bro.
Yeah.
You and me both.
So before we get into quick hitters, because we got to speed up on time.
That's a bet.
So quickly, like, describe what New Paltz has meant to you. I know you guys went 19-8 overall this past season. You led the team scoring again, but you guys came up short. So as your career ended, unfortunately, you guys lost in the defending your SUNYAC Conference title. What was your emotions going as this was the last time you were playing, and what would New Paltz mean to you overall?
So what I was saying before about just being at peace with everything that, first of all, being the most present, being at peace, preparing. That's a lot of P's. I just hit you. A lot of P's over there. But like, I prepared in the best way I could. I applied myself in the best way I could. I was present through it all. So for us to lose, it was definitely tough. But like, I know that I put my best foot forward, and I'm at peace with that. Like, I have literally no regrets, bro. Like, it definitely sucks. It's tough, but I'm at peace with it. So for that part, I'm super thankful. For New Paltz, like, what they done to me and what they done for me, and like, from a basketball perspective, but like, just becoming a man, bro, like becoming the best version. Like, I'm obviously, this is everlasting. The journey doesn't stop. But like, the person that I am now, if you would have told me I would feel this way when I came to New Paltz, bro, I'm gonna be honest, I was depressed, bro. When I came to New Paltz, like, I didn't know what was what. I was super sad, bro. I was sad. Didn't even really want to hoop. Like, that's how bad it got for me. But like, to tell me that's how I was feeling, and then the way I feel now, bro, side? Like, but it shows like everything happens for a reason. Like, if I don't go through what I experienced was rock bottom at New Paltz, I can't really bask in all the glory that I have now. I can't accept it, and I can't embrace it, and I can't love it. Like, I can't hold it on because of I never experienced it. So this is my first experience, but my first experience was terrible, bro. And like, now I could just bask in it. Like, I can talk about it, I can laugh about it, cry about it, whatever. But like, I'm super thankful for New Paltz for bringing me in. And from a basketball perspective, obviously, like, that's what it was. Like, I did that, we did that. And then just the person, like the man I'm becoming now, like, I can't thank New Paltz enough for that part, bro.
Hey,
like,
shout out New Paltz, man.
Shout out to New Paltz, man. There's only one.
All right, quick hitters, ready?
Let's get it done.
Get these done, man.
Let's get it.
Biggest pivot moment of your life that has brought you on this journey you've been on and are going.
Say that again?
Your biggest pivot moment of your life that changed the trajectory of where your life has been going. I think you mentioned it was in high school when you said, oh, that work ethic. You gotta.
Yeah, it has to be. It's something with my dad, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that's that guy right there. Ain't no. But I love my dad. But it has to be like when my dad, when I cried in the car that day. Yeah. And we developed a workout program, and it was like, this is what you have to do. I think that was the pivoting moment.
Because I remember you said that made you realize, okay, I got to work harder. This is what I got to do to get to that next level.
Facts. And what's on the other side of the tears? Like, you could cry all you want, let it out, bro, but you got to figure it out. Figure out a plan.
Man, on the other side of fear is something very beautiful.
You know what I'm saying?
What advice would you give to your younger self?
Don't be scared of Jerry. Don't be scared of Jerry, and like, just enjoy it, bro. Like, just enjoy it. Have fun in it. Don't be so hard on yourself, because I was a perfectionist. Like,
same way.
Dig what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm slowly veering away from the perfectionist side, because you just lose like so much
Joy
in like the process, bro. Like just enjoy the journey. Like Kobe said it best, like the journey is the reward. Like you win, you lose, but like the journey is the reward, bro. And that's what one thing I would tell myself, like enjoy it. Like just have fun. Enjoy it.
That's dope, man.
And you're good. You're good. I promise you're good. It works out, bro.
Nah,
it works
true,
out.
Man. What makes a great athlete to you?
I would say their work ethic. Their work ethic and their ability to be coached. And to like, there's a lot of honest, there's not just one thing. Work ethic, ability to be coached, and like just putting yourself second. Like your team's success is more important than yours. Yeah. If your success comes in that, it's a blessing. But the team is always first.
There's no I in team.
No I in team.
Favorite hobbies outside basketball? What do you like to do outside?
I like to stroll, man. Shout out to Cap Alpha Psi, Fraternity Incorporated. I love to stroll. I enjoy that. I listen to music, dancing in general, TikToks. Yeah, that's things I enjoy to do. I would consider baseball a hobby now because it's not. But I joined the baseball club, bro.
Oh, really?
Baseball club. Yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man.
It's a fact.
Better win the MVP of that. Top 5 music artists all time.
Top 5?
Yeah, no order. Just name 5.
All right, I'm gonna go J. Cole. Mm-hmm. Michael Jackson. Top 5. Sheesh. New York. I'll go A Boogie. I'll put him up there. That's 3. Sheesh. G Herbo. I'll put him up there.
One more.
He's definitely in my rotation. And I'll go Lil Durk.
Okay. That's dope. Top 5 NBA players all time.
Wait, I'm sorry. Backtrack. J. Cole. What'd I say? Talk to me again. J. Cole.
He said J. Cole. He said G Herbo. He said A Boogie. Michael Jackson. All right, I'm going to put Tone Levels in there too. Shout out to Tone Levels. Tone Levels.
Yeah, that's my boy.
Top 5 NBA players all time. No order.
Kyrie Irving, man.
Oh, that's a song.
Kyrie Irving.
Oh, so you're
Think what I'm saying? Kyrie Irving. It's that
He's
guy.
Like Kyrie Irving. I don't care about no one else.
I don't really care about. I'm a Mavs fan now, bro. It's whatever team he on. I'm a fan.
Man, I feel bad for you, a Mavs fan.
Yeah, it's a sad day. When he got hurt, I also got hurt, bro.
Damn.
I also got hurt. I had to put the ball down for a few days.
But you heard that, ladies? Kyrie Irving top 5 for all of it.
Top 5. Top 5.
Who do you like to see on the show? But you have to tell me get them on. Anyone in sports media?
Lamar Matthews. Lamar.
Who's that?
He's a transfer kid.
Okay.
He just transferred in last year. He's from Buffalo. He's a cool guy though. I think you'll like him. It's like Lamar, Dakota.
Okay.
Definitely some heavy hitters in the new
Rylan told me Dakota last year. Yeah, he told me.
It would make sense. But yeah, those two.
How would someone describe you?
Spiritual. Or Zen. I've heard Zen before.
Zen master? You feel Jackson?
Nah, I feel Jackson. I'm AJ, but yeah. Zen, I'll consider that.
Life goals. Some of your life goals.
Shoot. Well, first and foremost, I'm in pursuit of a professional career for basketball. I want to play overseas. I want to travel. I'm travel in the process. I want to start a family. And I want to start my own business. Like whether it's like, I'm thinking about Airbnb. But I also want to start like an athletic business or something like that, where there's like physical therapy and then there's like athletic training, but you got like all sports, because I love sports. Sports have done so much for me, so I want to keep sports the focal point of my life. So something around that, like training. But yeah,
that's
definitely want to do that though.
What was your favorite pre-game meal, and what's your game day routine like?
Pre-game meal. I was on the New Paltz Hawk Studio radio show for Athlete of the Week, and I told him like it depends. Like if I'm home and I need my mom to make something, I'll do like salmon, sweet chili salmon with sauteed spinach and any type of rice.
Ooh, that's good.
Dig what I'm saying though. And then there's this place called Energy Fuel. Super expensive. This is why I need a lot of money, bro, if I want to take care of my body. Shout out to LeBron. I don't know how he does it. Yeah. Well, I know he's a millionaire, whatever. But it costs a lot of money. But it's called Energy Fuel. You do teriyaki steak with sauteed spinach and then basmati rice. That's the go-to for Energy Fuel. But like if I'm on campus and I'm at Perry's, I'll just do like some type of chicken. Like they have the jerk chicken is pretty good. Jerk chicken with rice and then any type of vegetable.
What was your game day routine like? How did you warm up?
Game day routine. It was interesting because every year it was like something slightly different because like the schedules are just different. So you kind of have to like, it's always not tough, but it's interesting to see the difference in the routines. Like Suffolk was slightly different. Fred was slightly different. And then New Paltz was different.
No, all varied.
Yeah, but it's like, I figure it out. Like that's what I enjoy too. Like you eventually figure out a routine that you continue on
always
to.
Adjust.
Yeah. For New Paltz though, it was like you want me to start from when I wake up in the morning?
Yeah, like New Paltz.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
New Paltz
So
days.
if I wake up, like I have class or whatever. Actually, I didn't really shoot on game days like that. It was the work was done before that. But like I'll go to class, we have shooter on or whatever. I would eat like 3 hours before. So like say if the game is at 4, I would be finished by 1 o'clock. Okay. So that's the last bite I take of the food. And then I would take some like electrolytes for me 3 hours before. These are all the things I've adopted from Suffolk, mind you. So it's life is circular. So everything that I say, like I could think about where I learned it from and how I apply it to what it is now. So I would eat 3 hours before the game, rest or whatever, do whatever I have to do. And then I would stretch like the game's at 7:30. I would start stretching at 6. So I'll be ready to go by 6:30 because that's the time we'll go down. So I would stretch for like 15 minutes or whatever. I actually shortened it. I used to stretch for like 22 minutes, bro. Then I just got impatient. I'm like, okay, my body's good. Like I'm good. So I just stretch for 15 minutes, right? Foam roller, band, whatever. Dynamic warm up. And then layup line comes. I would do my ball handling at half court, Kyrie Irving-esque, you know, trying to be like Kyrie, whatever. And then 9 minutes hits the clock and then I'll go meditate like for however long I choose to meditate for. So then that was like the game day routine. But the meditation was the same though. 9 minutes at the 9 minute mark, I'll meditate, and then the rest is what it is. It's game time. And then family though, when family would come, we would go to Pasquale's. I know you know about Pasquale's. We was at Pasquale's after almost every game, bro. I'm tired of pizza, bro. Tired of pizza. But let me put you on free game. Lemon pepper wings with the teriyaki sauce, bro. They toss it in both.
Sounds good.
I did it on accident, bro. It was on accident. They put it.
Good.
Chef's kiss.
Damn.
But
no, that's love right there.
Yes, sir.
I have to try that.
Facts.
Last question I always ask my guests before we get off the show. When people think of the name AJ Knight, what do you want your legacy to be?
Man, just a great person, bro. Like, obviously a great basketball player, but just a great person. Like, an energy, like a light energy that radiates. Like, I light up any room that I come into. Like, you would never know how my day is going because of how my energy radiates. So like if I walk into a room, I had a terrible day, I spilled my drink, I have one sock on, I'm late to class, I just got an F. But if I'm talking to DJ, it's like, you wouldn't know that because that's just the energy I want to radiate. Because it translates, bro. Like I don't want to ruin your day because I'm having a bad day. Exactly. So I just want to be known as, one, to be a good person because that's first and foremost, but like just to be the light that everybody needs and everybody cherishes, like the energy, the ball of energy, the light charisma. To light up a room. Yeah, exactly.
Hey, that's something we both have in common.
That's what I'm saying, though. The charismatic ones.
Hey, Facts. AJ, I just want to say, man, you brought the radiation, man. You brought the charisma, everything on this show. You really came out here, man. My God,
my
man.
dog. Appreciate you.
Hey, that was a real one right there, man.
Saying, though.
But yes, ladies and gentlemen, man, this was a great episode with my guy AJ Knight,
yes, sir.
man. It's been a pleasure. Again, this is my first time meeting him in person.
Facts.
I knew of him because of New Paltz, but I never got to meet him. So it was a pleasure to have you on the show again to talk about your story and hear your story from your perspective and everything. And man, I wish you the best in your journey.
I appreciate you,
Great
bro.
things coming your way, man.
Likewise.
You guys, this is the DJ Hamilton of the DJ Sports Show. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. If you're on audio platforms, make sure you leave a 5-star rating and share anybody you know who loves sports. I'm your host, DJ Hamilton, DJ Sports Show, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.